Hello, welcome back to some quasi APBA action. I have the 1920 Negro National League set I got from Chris White. Going to do a scrimmage with it. We have the Chicago American Giants at the Indianapolis ABCs. The park they're at is Washington Park in Indianapolis. I believe the American Giants placed first in the league. This is the first year of the Negro National League, I believe. And then the Indianapolis ABCs came in fourth, I believe. They had the great Oscar Charleston, who is probably my favorite Negro leaguer, so he is the reason that we have the ABCs playing. I'm going to do, there is on the cards, there is master symbols, but it's not lefty-righty. It's just the single splits for the hitters, and I'm not real familiar with that. So for this game, again, this is just a scrimmage till I kind of figure out what I want to do with the set. I'm going to just do basic with the advanced fielding. So anyway, we will get things going. So on the mound for Indianapolis is Dick Johnson. He comes in at a B and a Z with, I believe, a G modifier. Not a ton of home runs in 1920 in the Negro National League. I'm going to try my best to remember our runners. Again, I'm just getting in the habit of that, so take me a little bit, but we'll get it. So again, Dick Johnson is a B with a Z modifier, and leading off for the American Giants is Dave Malarcher, playing third base today. Switch hitter. Dick Johnson is a righty, so Malarker will be in the left-handed batter's box, and here we go. 31 is a 9, and again, Johnson's a B, so that's going to be a single out over short, over the head of Specs Clark at short. Jefferson will cut it off. Hang on just a second here. All right, undo. I got to get it set up for manual input here. So manual. All right, should be in business now. Yeah, and I forgot my. My Sandlot opening charge. So again, I don't remember what I rolled, so we'll start over here. All right, so here we go. Dave Malarcher, I should say, third base. 46 is a 32, and that's a fly ball out to Hudspeth in right field. One away. Oh. Not a foul out, but a fly out. Bingo DeMoss, who I believe started in Indianapolis and moved to Chicago for more money, which happened a lot back in those days. DeMoss, right-handed hitting second baseman. Here's the pitch from Dick Johnson. 55's an 8 and a B. That's a fly out to center field. Oscar Charleston, who was one of the best center fielders of all time. We'll get to that one for out number 2. Cristobal Torriente, who I believe is in the Hall of Fame. He's playing center field for the American Giants. 14, and that's lofted out to Jefferson in left, and that will do it for the Giants in the first. They go in order. We go to the home half of the first, no score. Leading off for, actually, I've got some pictures here. They're not the greatest. Of course, this is 1920, so I'm going to go ahead and bring them up. They are what they are. Main reason I did that so you can see why Specs is called Specs. He's playing shortstop for Indianapolis today. He is a left-handed hitter. On the mound for Indianapolis, or for Chicago rather, is Dave Brown. Dave Brown is an A and plus C with a Y modifier, so and a G as well. So he is going to be a tough customer. So I think that's probably where the Giants, the American Giants, had the ABCs was in the pitching, because A and C is going to be tough to beat. But here we go. Specs Clark will lead off. You can see I'm using Stratomatic's Negro League season, and they prorated for like 154 games. So the stats up there in the upper right-hand corner and in the lineup are kind of what they came up with, but it gives you a good idea of the talent of the people involved. So anyway, 33, that's a 7, and that's going to be a single to right. I don't care who you are. So he pulls that one in between DeMoss and Granite first. And Indianapolis has the first hit of the day, and that brings Oscar Charleston to the plate. I think he ended up going to the Chicago American Giants at some point. Left-handed hitter, had a great year, as you can see there. And so here we go. Again, A plus Z is Dave Brown on the mound. Again, Oscar Charleston's probably my favorite, most favoritist Negro League player. Good to see him in action. And that's a line drive out to Torriente in center field, and he'll chase it down for first out of the inning. Brings Biz Mackey to the plate, playing third base today. Right-handed hitter, actually a switch hitter. And with Brown being a lefty, he'll be in the right-handed batter's box. 35, that's a 9 on an A. And hit because he's a C, A plus C. That'd have been an A or a single on just an A. But as a C, so that's a little nubber down the third base line. Dave Malarcher charges and fires a bullet to first, and that will retire Mackey. 5-3. Clark will make it to second. 2 away. Got a runner in scoring position. We've got Ben Taylor. I believe he's a Hall of Famer. Had a pretty good year there, as you can see. Could intentionally walk him. Might not be a bad idea. It's early in the game. We'll see what Brown can do with him here. Matter of pride at this point. So that's a 9. And that's going to be 2 hopper to Williams at short. And he will fire on to Granite first to retire Mr. Taylor. So he stays 6-3. And that will do it. So again, Dave Brown is a tough customer. The ABCs get a hit, but they leave him stranded at second. We go to the second inning, no score. I'll probably work to see if I can find some better pictures again, especially 1920 Negro Leaguers. The pictures are limited. So, all right, leading off for Chicago here in their half of the second is Judy Gans. Left-handed hitter. Again, Dick DeJohnson is a righty. 16-28, and that's a hit down to Specs Clark at short. And he sets and throws for out number 1. Let's see, that would be 6 tab 3. That brings the catcher, James Brown. Jim Brown, however you want to go with that. Left-handed hitter. 52-27. And that's bounced to Mackey in the hole. He cuts off Specs Clark. Fires on to Ben Taylor for out number 2. So we might be in store for a pitcher's duel here. So 2 away. Leroy Grant, the first baseman, steps into the right-handed batter's box. .33 is an 8, and again he is a B, so that's going to be hit to the left center field gap. Charleston racing over, calls off Jefferson and catches it to retire the side. I didn't do my runner when we had one, did I? Like I said, I'm just starting that. I think it's important to the broadcast, so I'm going to keep working on it, and I'll get it to where it will be second nature. All right, Indianapolis will hit here in the bottom of the second. They've got 5, 6, and 7 due up. Ralph Jefferson, the left fielder, will hit first. And again, Dave Brown is an A plus C. He doesn't have the, A plus C. He does not have the Z modifier, so he is susceptible to some walks. 62, and that is a strikeout. Nice fastball on the outside corner. Jefferson thought that was a bit outside, but the umpire disagreed. And that's the first strikeout of the game for Brown. 1 away. Russell Powell, Indianapolis catcher. Let's take his place in the batter's box, hitting right-handed. Again, Dave Brown is a lefty. 42 is a 36, and he is not a W, so that's a ball 1. 45, and that's going to be a walk. So, as we said, that may be his Achilles heel. We'll see. So, Brown is an average runner. Or Powell, I mean, rather, is an average runner. That brings Connie Day, the second baseman for the ABCs. Let's see. We might try some craziness here. Let's give a hit and run. See how that might work out. All right, so here is Powell. Remembered this time. So Connie Day looking for a hit and run. 61 is a 27, and that's grounded to third. Well, Archer can only get Day as Powell took off on the pitch. So that will at least advance the runner. So he goes 5-3. All right. So Powell at second, 2 away. Brings up Roger Hudspeth. Hudspeth playing right field today. Left-handed hitter. High Pockets Hudspeth was his nickname. That sounds impressive. Looks like Dick Johnson hits about as well as Hudspeth does, so they're not going to intentionally walk him. They'll take their chances here with Hudspeth. There's Powell on second. 34, and that's a fly ball out to Torriente. He will charge toward the infield, catch it at the waist to retire the side. So no runs, no hits. They do leave a runner on. We've got 2 here in the books in Indianapolis. No score. All right. Got 7, 8, and 9 due up for the American Giants. Bobby Williams, the shortstop, right-handed hitter, will take his place in the right-handed batter's box against Dick Johnson. He gets a hold of one. Johnson hangs one. 34 is a 6, and that's going to be a deep fly ball to right center field. Hudspeth not able to get to it, and that'll roll to the wall. Williams, with good speed, will be into second with a double. He had thoughts of a triple there, but decided against it. And the American Giants start off with a bang here in the third. So Williams is a fast runner, so that could play as important here. So that brings John Reese to the plate, the left fielder today. Let's see. He could lay down a bunt. to get him to third. Dave Brown is not that great of a hitter, so I think they'll let Reese hit away. 46 is a 30. That's hit out to Jefferson, who is a 2. And that's going to be caught can of corn. Williams has to hold up at second as the play is right in front of him. Out number 1. So Reese not able to advance the runner. That brings Dave Brown to the plate. Again, he only hit 144. Not a great hitter, but he will take his swings nonetheless. Anybody with a bat is dangerous. 54 is a 32. That's hit out to Hudspeth, who is a 2. So that's a deep fly ball. Williams is fast, so he will advance to third on the fly. On the fly out. So it didn't advance him. Let's try that again. So it's a fly ball. He goes to third. Fly out to right. There he is. All right, and I about forgot. So there he is on third. Fly out to right for out number 2. That brings Dave Malarcher to the plate looking for a clutch hit here. He flew out to Hudspeth in the first to start the game. Here we go. 23, 29. They are actually, I don't know what they are. I didn't add it up. 10, 20, 32 plus 7 is a 39. So they are 2 around the horn. 29, so that's bounced back to the mound. Dickie Johnson will throw him out, and that will do it for the Chicago threat here in the third. So he stays 1-3. Well, they get a leadoff double. Got him as far as third. But that was the extent of it. We go to the home half of the third. Still no score. All right. Got the pitcher leading off, Dickie Johnson. Not a bad hitter, 226. So he could swing the bat a little bit. Here is the pitch. 55 is an 8. And that's a pop-up on the infield. Dave Malarcher will signal to everyone that he has a beat on it, and he catches it to retire, rather. Dickie Johnson, 1 away. Specs Clark has the only base hit for the Indianapolis ABCs. He will take his second crack at Brown. 26 is a 26. That's grounded to DeMoss at second. He backhands it up the middle, throws across his body, and gets Spec Clark by a step. 2 away. Oscar Charleston. Strength against strength here. He's the best hitter in the lineup for the ABCs, with Ben Taylor being a close second. 55's a 7, and he slaps that to right field. Gans will play it on a short hop. Charleston in with a single, second base hit for the ABCs today. Biz Mackey, seeing if he can advance Charleston along. 2 out. Here's Oscar Charleston. All right, Biz Mackey, right-handed, or switch hitter rather. 35 is a 9. And again, with him being the AC, that's going to be grounded to Malarcher. And he goes to first with it to retire the side. Stays 5-3. So they get a hit, strand him on. So the ABCs have stranded our runner every inning so far. We go to the top of the fourth. ABCs have 2, 3, and 4 due up. So Bingo DeMoss will start things off here. He flew out to Charleston in his first at bat. 35 is a 9. Again, he's a B, so that's going to be a single over short. So just out of Clark's reach. And the ABCs have their first runner on of the inning. And that brings up their most dangerous hitter, center fielder Cristobal Torriente. He flew out to Jefferson in his first at bat. Here's our runner. Remember that. All right, here is the pitch. 35 is an 8 to a B. And that's going to be a slow grounder down the third base line. Mackey hustles. He only has one play, and that's at first. And he gets the speedy Torriente. As DeMoss is able to make it to second base and get in scoring position. So Torriente at least advances the runner. Puts him on second. One away. For Judy Gans. He grounded out to short to start the second. 22. That's an 8 on a B. And that's going to be a slow nubber. Just right of the pitcher's mound. Johnson hurries off the mound and gets it. And gets there in time to retire Gans. And DeMoss will make it into third. So 2 out. Bingo DeMoss at third base. Brings James Brown, the Chicago catcher, to the plate. .63 is a 30. And that's going to be a line drive the other way out to Jefferson. He takes a few steps toward the left center field alley and retrieves it to retire the side. So both teams are threatening a bit, but not able to get anything across the plate. We go to the bottom of the fourth, still scoreless here in Indianapolis. This is Washington Park. All right. Ben Taylor, we got 4, 5, and 6 due up for Indianapolis. Again, Dave Brown on the mound for the Chicago American Giants. And here is the pitch. Ben Taylor grounded out his first at bat. 46 is a 29, and that's hit back to the mound. Nice reflexes by Brown. He will walk it over to first for the first out of the inning. Ralph Jefferson struck out. He's the only strikeout victim today for Brown. 36, 33. They are a 2. He is a Y, so he will be the second strikeout victim. So Ralph Jefferson having a tough time with Dave Brown today, rather, as he strikes out for the second time. There's quickly 2 away for Russell Powell, Indianapolis catcher. He walked in his first at bat. 65. This time he grounds it down to Grant at first. Grant is not needing Brown's assistance as he takes it to the bag himself. And that'll do it for the ABCs here in the fourth. So they go in order for the first time today. It's the first time Brown's got the ABCs in order. We go to the fifth, still no score. Again, got a pitcher's duel going here this afternoon. Leroy Grant will start off the festivities for the Chicago American Giants. Here in the top of the fifth. He flew out to Charleston to end the second. 62, and he whiffs. So that's Dick DeJohnson's first strikeout. Got him with a spitter, looks like. 1 away. That brings up Bobby Williams, who has a double to his credit. 62, and this time he strikes out. So Johnson's got that spitter working well. I'm not for sure if it was legal in 1920 or not in Negro League baseball, but he is working it nonetheless. So with 2 out, that brings John Reese, the left fielder, to the plate. He flew out to Jefferson in his first at bat. 21-32. That's hit out to Hudspeth and right. He will take a few steps to the infield and put it away with no difficulties to end the inning. So that's the 3rd time that the American Giants have been retired in order. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still knotted at nothing. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the ABCs. Connie Day grounded out to 3rd in his first effort of the day. 53 is an 18, and that's going to be a ground ball to Williams at short. And he not able to field it cleanly. And that will put Day on first with the first error of the game for either club. Day has fast speed. And that brings Hudspeth up. Left-handed hitting right fielder. Here is the pitch from Brown. Well, let's see. He struck out enough. Might be a good time to hit and run. And we'll hold off on that. 25 is a 14, and he draws a walk again. Dave Brown does not have the Z, so that is his Achilles heel. That's the 2nd walk he is allowed. So they've got him on the corners with no outs. I'm sorry, they got him on 1st and 2nd with no out, I should say. I need to make that known here on my little visual. All right. Dick Johnson. Everybody in the planet's expecting a butt here, which would be the prudent thing to do, and that's exactly what he's going to try to do to see if he can advance these runners. 65's a 35. But, oh, man. Oh, we got 1st and 2nd here. Ooh, he lucked out. On a 1st, that would have been bad, but he got him on 1st and 2nd, so he fouls out. Runners hold to the catcher. So tries to get it down and fails. At least he didn't hit into a double play. So that will be, I think that's technically a strikeout. Trying to bunt. 1 away. Manager not happy with him because that would have certainly improved their chances to get a run across. If they could have got him in scoring position. So they're in 1st and 2nd for Specs Clark, who is 1 for 3. Here is the pitch from Dave Brown. 33 is a 7. Let's see. So a 7 with runners on 1st and 3rd. So even an A and C is not going to help him. So that's a, let's see. Hang on a second here. Hudspeth is slow on 1st, so we're going to play it safe with him. I would have done that anyway. I forgot. With 1 out. With 2 outs, I might have had him run as usual, but with 1 out, I play it safe. So he's going to play it safe. So anyway, single left, 1 scores. Slow runners out at home, and Connie Day is fast. And the other to 3rd, but again, we're playing it safe, so Hudspeth will stop at 2nd. So ABCs get their first run as Connie Day will score. And it is 1-0 Indianapolis. So as I understand it, there was a bit of a rivalry between these two teams early on in the Negro National League. So that's the 2nd hit for Specs Clark, his first RBI. And so we've got Oscar Charleston will step up with runners on 1st and 2nd still, just 1 away. So Brown in a bit of trouble. Oscar Charleston is 1 for 2. Probably not good. 25, and they're at 2. Runners on 1st and 2nd. So that's a hard grounder to short. Williams will go to DeMoss. And on to Grant for the 6-4-3 double play. So the only reason that was a double play is because Charleston hit it so hard. That is an inning-ending 6-4-3 double play. But they do get a run. 6-4-3, double play. On one base hit, one costly error. So that'll be an unearned run for Brown. They left one runner on. And we go to the top of the sixth. The ABCs have taken a one-run lead. All right, Dave Brown, the pitcher, will lead off here in the top of the sixth. Again, not a great hitter. He will take his cracks nonetheless. Oh, he gets an 8. However, Johnson is a B, so that's going to be a little rainbow out to Charleston. With great speed, he comes on and catches it at the shoestrings for out number 1. Again, his prowess in center field as a young man is legendary. And quite a few people say he was the best Negro Leaguer ever to play. Of course, you've got quite a few other ones that might bid for that title, but he was very good. Dave Malarcher is 0 for 2. Victor Johnson trying to nurse this one-run lead. So 54, and that's a line drive out to Hudspeth in right field. He'll take just a couple steps to the right and snag it for out number 2. Bingo DeMoss is 1 for 2 today. 32 is a 26, and that's a slow grounder to Connie Day at second base. He charges, throws across his body, and gets Bingo DeMoss by a step. So nice job by Dick Johnson to hang on to that one-run lead. It's always good to keep the opponents down when you get a lead. Helps morale and all that kind of thing. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 1-0, ABCs. 3, 4, and 5 due here for Indianapolis. Biz Mackey will start things off. He's grounded to Malarcher twice. 54, and this time he goes the other way out to right field. Gans will make the play where he stands. Positioned perfectly. Out number 1. Ben Taylor is 0 for 2, grounded out twice. 55 is a 7, and that's going to be a hard grounder in between DeMoss and Grant. Nobody will get to it. Ben Taylor's on with a 4th base hit today for the ABCs. Found a hole, and he's on first. He is fast. That brings up Ralph Jefferson, who has struck out twice. Seeing if he can figure out Brown this at bat. 56, and he strikes out again. So poor Jefferson. He's hoping Brown will be relieved here soon. That's the 4th strikeout total for Dave Brown. 2 away. And I forgot Ben Taylor on first base there. Okay, 2 out. Russell Powell, the catcher. 61, and he strikes out. So Brown reaching back here, finding his inner Nolan Ryan. Strikes out 2 out of 3. They do get a hit, leave another runner on, but nobody scores. So we got 6 in the books here in Indianapolis. Still 1-0 ABCs. So the most dangerous hitter in the American Giant lineup will step up. Torriente so far is 0 for 2. He looks terribly angry in his photo there. One of those guys who you'd hate to see step up into the batter's box. 23 is a 40, and he's not a W, so that's a foul. Strike 1. 62 is a 9, and that's going to be a single out over short. So it's that up the middle, out of Clark's Wreath. Charleston will go over to the left center field alley and retrieve it and get it in quickly before Torriente decides he wants second base. So leadoff hit. He is the tying run. Judy Gans will be up next. I think they're going to try a little hit and run here. See if they can get things going. Here is Torriente at first. 14 is a 30 on the hit and run, and that's a fly out to left. Torriente will hustle back to first before Jefferson fires over there. So 1 away. Fly out to left field. So the hit and run not able to accomplish anything there. 1 out. James Brown, catcher. Take his crack at Dick Johnson. He's 0 for 2 today. 63 is a 30, and that's lofted out to left field. Jefferson will make his second put out of the inning for out number 2. Leroy Grant, right-handed hitter. He is flied out and struck out today. Uh-oh, that could be trouble. So that's an 8. And again, Dick Johnson's a B. However, that's a grounder down to third. Nice job by Mackey as he spears that one just before it gets by him. And he fires on to first to retire Grant. 7th inning stretch time here in Indianapolis. No runs a hit, no errors. They leave 1 runner on. Go to the bottom of the 7th. Indianapolis has the bottom of the lineup due up. Trivia question: who was the Rookie of the Year in 1962 in the National League? I'm going to say Maury Wills. I think he may have been a rookie earlier than that, but Ken Hubbs. I was wrong. I know Wills had a pretty good stolen base year that year, I believe. All right, Dave Brown trying to keep the deficit for his club down to 1. We'll start off with Connie Day, who reached on an error by Williams and scored back in the 5th. 32-26, and that's a grounder to DeMoss in the hole. He makes a nice stab and will fire on to first to complete the 4-3 ground out. Hudspeth 0 for 1 with a walk. 24, and that's a hit down to the third baseman Malarcher. He cuts off Williams, makes a nice play to get Hudspeth for out number 2. Dick Johnson is 0 for 2 today. 24, and that's another grounder down to third. Archer will charge this one as he tries to get the short hop. Don't want to get in between hops, and he is successful and throws him out. Top of the 8th. Bottom of the lineup due up for Chicago as well. 7, 8, and 9. Bobby Williams, the shortstop, will take first crack at Dick Johnson here. He's doubled and struck out. Oops, sorry about that. Fix that a little bit. There we go. All right, 63, and that's a line drive out to left field. Right at Jefferson, out number 1. John Reese, he is 0 for 2 today. A couple flyouts. Uh-oh. Johnson hangs one. This could be trouble. 61, and that's hit out to the right center field gap. Nobody able to get to it. Charleston tracks it down first. He's able to cut it off, and he throws to second. Nice throw, but Reese is just able to squeeze in there. Questionable call on that one. The Indianapolis fans are booing the umpire as they thought that Charleston had him. But the decision will stand. So the tying run on second base. That brings up Dave Brown. Again, they didn't do much pinch hitting back then, so Dave Brown will swing away. Runner on second. 61, that's a 27. It's usually down to the third baseman. He's not a Y. The third baseman is Mackey, and Mackey is a 4. So that's going to be a runner. Has to hold at third, hit the ground ball to Mackey. So Mackey looks Reese back. So Brown not able to pull that one. Late on a fastball. So Reese will find himself still at second base with 2 out. And I need to get Reese at second base. And there he is. All right, Reese at second base, 2 away. Top of the lineup here for the American Giants. So Dave Malarcher, who is 0 for 3. See if he can be the hero here. 32 is a 26. He's not a K, and that's a ground ball down to Connie Day at second base. And he will not have any difficulty as he gives it to Taylor. That retires the side. So nice job by Johnson. So the ABCs, or the Giants, rather threaten. Leave another runner in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 1-0 ABCs. Top of the lineup due up for Indianapolis. Specs Johnson. Or Specs Clark, I mean. We'll start things off. He is 2 for 3. He has the lone RBI of the day. So he's had a good day. 13, and he draws a walk. So he's been on base 3 out of 4 times. Leadoff walk here for the ABCs. That's the third walk given up by Brown. Oscar Charleston, 1 for 3. Getting to a double play to end the 5th, his last at bat. And here is Clark on first base. Here's Charleston. That could be trouble. 44-7. Again, he's an A and a C. And so that's a hit to third baseman. Malarcher makes a nice play. He'd just only be able to get Charleston just by a hair. That will at least advance the runner. A 7's almost always a hit, except with the runner on first and an A pitcher. It becomes a ground out. So 1 out. So, I didn't advance the runner, so let me fix that. Yes, so that's a ground out. Out goes 5-3. All right. Specs Clark on second base, 1 away for Biz Mackey. He's 0 for 3 today. 53 is an 18. Williams is a 9, so he's a good fielder. It's going to be an error anyway. With 2 outs, he would have made the play. But as it is, it's a first base error, so Clark has to hold at second. That's the second error by Williams today. 1 base error. And he stays at second. E6. Again, that's the second error by Williams out there today. All right. Big Ben Taylor. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Here is the pitch. Taylor is singled in 3 at-bats. 26, and he strikes out. Nice job by Brown. Good inside fastball. Taylor not able to turn on it. Nice pitch. Strikeout number 6 today for Brown. 2 away. Brings up Jefferson, who has struck out 3 times today. So he's having a hard time with Dave Brown. Let's see if he can figure him out here at the end. 23, so this time he at least makes contact. That's going to be popped up on the infield. DeMoss waves everybody off. Nobody will argue with him as he puts it away to end the inning. All right, top of the 9th. No runs, no hits, an error. They leave 2 on this time. You have a 1-run game. Dick Johnson has 2, 3, and 4, so he has the heart of the Chicago lineup to contend with. Bingo DeMoss is 1 for 3 today. Again, Dick Johnson is a B and a Z. So here we go. 51 is an 8, and that's going to be a line drive. Hit to the right center field gap. Charleston on the way, and he, with amazing speed, gets there in time for out number 1. Big first out. Yep. All right, that brings up Torriente. Torriente is 1 for 3 today. 61 is an 8, and that's another fly ball out to center field. Charleston will have an easier time with this one, and there's quickly 2 away here in the 9th. Oh, that didn't fly out to the catcher. Let's fix that. Fly out to 8, not 2. All right. It's up to Gant. He's 0 for 3 today. 12 is a 25, and that's hit to Connie Day at second. And with plenty of time, he will throw him out. So that's the ball game. Pitchers duel here in Indianapolis, as the Indianapolis ABCs prevail 1-0. Dick Johnson with the win. 9 innings, 4 hits. No walks and 2 strikeouts. Dave Brown with the loss. Again, the deciding run was due to an error. So he had 8 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, no earned runs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. So I got to say, this I enjoy this set. This is kind of cool. This is the first time I've played it. So I thought about doing something offline, but I thought I'd go ahead and just throw caution to the wind. But very enjoyable set. So again, I got the whole 1920 Negro National League. There was a couple independent teams that I'm going to see if Chris White might be able to work those up for me, so I can get all the good Negro League teams from 1920. But that was a lot of fun, and looks like it's a pretty good set from what I can tell from one game. So anyway, there you have it from Washington Park in Indianapolis, Indiana. The ABCs won, the Chicago American Giants nothing. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.